Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am still very busy. I'm not able to make videos like I used to, but do have this handy dandy iPad that I'm able to make time-lapse videos with little to no muss and virtually no fuss. So today I decided I wanted to do a little review, kind of a lunchtime draw time thing, but it's not lunchtime. It's whatever time I can scrape together between classes and crying myself to sleep. So this is going to be a slight review of Justice League, the Snyder Cut. I know it's late, right? I know the movie's been out for like a couple of months, but it's something I wanted to do. Also, I felt like drawing Darkseid. I'm using Procreate to draw Darkseid, and I gotta say, this is a really fun app. I'll do a review about the app later, but for now, sticking to the movie. So, the Snyder Cut is better than Justice League, the one that we got in 2017. I don't know if it's good, like really good. I'm fine with it. I wasn't expecting a masterpiece going into it. I wasn't expecting a movie that was gonna blow me away, the way that like Infinity War did, or the way that Endgame did. Most of you know how I feel about DC movies. I want them to be good. Of course, I don't want them to be bad, but they don't care what I want. So, I feel like there's this period in pre-production whenever people are writing movies, they call it the blue sky period, and that's just when the writers sit around being like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like this happened, or if that happened, or we had somebody who could do this or whatever. And somebody's job, I assume, is to, slap the keyboard, take down the notes, and make it cohesive. And I feel like with DC movies, a lot of the times what you're getting is, yeah, just throw it in the script somewhere. We'll make it fit. We'll cut it together. It'll be in the same movie, so people will assume that it's connected somehow. Let me talk a little bit about what the movie did well before I jump in entirely into what I thought they could have done better. So like I said, I wasn't really expecting a masterpiece. I wasn't expecting like the greatest movie of all time, but I was expecting a more coherent story than I got in 2017 with that Justice League. I got what I kind of was expecting. It was a movie that felt more at home with like Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Batman v Superman. You can say what you want about those movies, but they all had a very specific feel. And you could tell that it was kind of going somewhere specific. And when you got to Justice League, it just did not feel like that's where it was going. It's like somebody wasn't telling a joke correctly and they felt like the joke wasn't going well, so they changed the punchline hoping it would be better, but now it's just incoherent and you feel like you've wasted your time. And with Zack Snyder's Justice League, at least you felt like, well, that was probably the punchline you were working towards the whole time. For me, like the strongest point of this was telling a better story about the characters. There is a scene in Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon, and it is quite possibly my favorite episode and probably my favorite scene in the entire series. To explain a little bit about why it means so much to me, when I was like 3 or 4 years old, my mom made me a Flash costume. Now, it was just a sweater with a lightning bolt on it, and I think she made me a mask. I think the TV show had like come out around, it was like late 80s, early 90s. And so the Flash TV show was on, and so, I was like just super big into Flash. He was my first, I'm pretty sure he was my first favorite superhero. Kind of near and dear to my heart. So in Justice League Unlimited, there's this episode where Lex Luthor gets infused with Brainiac. He's created these like alternate versions of, like negative versions of the superheroes, that he's fighting. And the negative version of the Flash that the Flash is fighting is antagonizing the Flash by saying like, oh, you're just a kid, you're a mess up, you don't belong here, you're not really part of the original 7, you don't belong among these like heroes, you're just a kid. And another hero steps in and kind of saves the Flash, and the Flash saves Batman, and Batman saves Superman from their alternate or whatever. So they kind of have that little brief win, but ultimately Brainiac, Lex Luthor, still beats everyone except for the Flash. So Flash is the last man standing. The Flash gets this look of panic on his face, and he bolts the other way, and he just travels at the speed of light, like he sonic booms out of there. And so Luthor starts laughing, like, I've won, the Flash is a coward, whatever. Until you see what the Flash is doing. He starts running around the world, building up speed, and he starts ripping Brainiac away from Lex Luthor piece by piece. On a molecular level, he starts to separate the two every time he passes Lex Luthor. And he's doing this like every 2 seconds. He's running around the world, building up speed. He's going faster and faster and faster until he completely evaporates Brainiac. It almost kills the Flash, actually, because he was going so fast, he stopped existing in this realm or something like that. So basically, they have to kind of pull him out of the Speed Force. But he almost kills himself, saving the world. It kind of solidifies him as a hero and reaffirms himself to the point where he knows he belongs with the Justice League. And to be completely honest with you, every time I tell that story, I told my girlfriend this story, and I start to choke up a little bit. I was like, and then the Flash, he almost dies, but he saves the world. And like, I'm telling her this story because it means the world to me. Because that is, for me, the kind of the quintessential parable, I guess, of what it means to be a hero. Who can't relate to that? That is an incredibly relatable story, and it's a relatable feeling. Everyone else around you has earned their spot except for you. You have this like imposter syndrome or whatever that's called. But in Zack Snyder's movie, you don't really get that entirely, but you get the same idea. The Flash stumbles through the movie. He keeps tripping over himself. He keeps making mistakes. He accidentally knocks down Aquaman. He's kind of stumbling through everything until you get to the last scene. The last scene, and in the movie, we kind of establish, you can't travel at the speed of light or even faster than that because time actually goes backwards. You kind of mess up, the time-space continuum if you do that. That's his like big rule. He can't travel faster than light. At the end of the movie, spoilers by the way, they have to stop the mother boxes from opening up a portal and letting Darkseid come into this dimension. The bad guys win. The good guys can't stop the mother boxes from doing that. Whatever. Flash hears about it. He's like, oh man, over the intercom, the headpiece or whatever. He's like, well, it's time to break my one rule. So this kid's been messing up the whole movie. You can see it on Bruce Wayne's face. He hates the sound of this kid's voice. I agree. I understand Bruce Wayne's face when Ezra Miller speaks. I can't do it. I love the Flash. I hate that they casted Ezra Miller as the Flash. Whatever. So he summons up enough strength to run, faster than light, reverses time about 5-10 seconds, and goes supercharges Cyborg so that Cyborg has enough power to separate the mother boxes before they align and open up the portal. Flash saves the day. He has like a nice little moment where he again is kind of affirmed as a hero who kind of belongs among other heroes. It doesn't quite hammer home the way the cartoon did, but I get it. It was there enough. I think they utilized Cyborg way better in this movie than they did in the older movie. There was a lot of potential kind of just left on the table in the other movie. It seems like they understood that going into this movie. You get more emotion, you get more payoff for the character Cyborg. And that's fair of most of the characters in this movie. They all have more of a reason to do what they're doing other than just because we need the plot to happen. We need the rest of the movie to happen. So can you just go ahead and be this person, or be a bad guy, be whatever, so that way it can set off this chain of events that we kind of need to take place. This movie gives you more rounded characters. Not perfectly rounded, but more rounded. Now I'm going to talk briefly about what I feel like it didn't quite get right, in my opinion. It was like 4 hours long. It's 4 hours and like a minute or two long. I know that only about 14 minutes of this movie were in slow motion. I feel like it was most of this movie. I feel like only about 14 minutes of this movie were in regular speed. There's too much of it, dude. Oh, dude, I can't do it, bro. There's too much of it. So I understand when the Flash is going super speed and everything slows down. I don't need like 4 music videos in the first hour of this movie happening in slow motion to some sad Belle and Sebastian song about how everything's terrible because Superman's dead. I know that it's symbolism. It's because everyone's sad. I know that. I remember the last movie. I watched the whole thing a couple of times. I don't think I need a bunch of like slow motion rain shots of Lois Lane getting coffee and then, standing at a memorial and watching people walk down the street to sad music to fully grasp that the world is sad. I get it. That's fine. I think you can do that like once, but don't do it twice. Certainly don't do it 3 times. Ultimately, I feel like the script was stronger here, but it would have benefited from a little more editing. Like, that was too many hours for a movie, for this movie at least. I think ultimately they got rid of a lot of problems from the older movie. Unfortunately, I feel like some of the problems just got traded in for different problems. There's a lot of scenes in here that just feel real creepy and real weird, between Cyborg stalking someone, and then the Flash feeling real creepy when he saves somebody's life. If you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. The hot dog scene. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. But fine, whatever. Ultimately, I'm going to give the movie like a B. It's okay. I'm totally fine with it. I don't know that I'll watch it again for a while. If my girlfriend wants to watch it, I will watch it with her. I can almost guarantee you she does not. She does not want to watch that movie. She's just not a big DC fan. And I get it. It's hard to get into DC movies. DC does really well whenever they're trying to just tell a fun story. They don't do so well whenever they try to tell like a whole narrative of stuff. Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, everyone does a fantastic job, except for Ezra Miller. I don't have any problems with the acting. That was never the issue for me, except for Ezra Miller. I don't think I got more than I was expecting, but I certainly didn't get less, I don't think. I am very happy for the fans of the Snyderverse. I'm happy to hear that they're getting what they wanted and they're, content. Great. Outstanding. I hope they get more movies out of Zack Snyder. I'm not a huge fan of the way this universe is going, but I understand because I've seen Justice League 2017. It could be worse. So I'm okay with what I got. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient. I know these are kind of far and few in between videos now, but I promise in the summer I'll try to get on a more regular schedule of releasing these things. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, or just check back here regularly. Whatever, dude. And I will see you guys later. Until that day.